Hello and welcome to our cloud education webcast, Beyond Excel, Building Blocks for Real-Time and Multi-Dimensional Reports and Dashboards. In this session, we'll discuss the limitations of your current financial reporting systems, how cloud multi-dimensional reporting and dashboards is by comparison, and help you figure out if moving to the cloud with Sage Intacct is the right fit for your organization. You'll see some examples in dollars during this webcast. Contact your business partner for more UK examples.
Today's webinar is not about selling you on Sage Intacct's reporting capabilities. Rather, it's about sharing the limitations of your current system and giving you a comparison of the reporting capabilities Sage Intacct can provide so you can figure out if moving to the cloud or moving to Sage Intacct is the right fit for your organization. I'm first going to dive into what's preventing you from getting a full view into your data, and then diving into the building blocks for real-time, multi-dimensional reports and dashboards. In order to make these informed, strategic decisions, you need accurate data you can rely on and manipulate to look across different aspects of your organization. And you need to be able to look at all this data in quick, insightful reports. However, solutions like Sage 200 are built for the reporting needs of smaller teams. If your system can only build reports on a single dimension, you're stuck with the choice of dealing with limited dimensional insights or trying to find a workaround by creating segmented accounts for every variable and combination you need to report on. Neither of these options give you that ability to slice and dice your data so you can get a multidimensional view of the metrics that matter. And if you want to build more complex reports that show metrics on multiple dimensions, you're forced to turn to Excel to build reports outside of your system. This is troubling for several reasons, which we'll dive into in more detail. If you've chosen to create accounts for every variable and every combination you need to report, this often results in a blown-up chart of accounts that actually ends up making it more difficult to glean insights from your data than making it more visible. Reporting in Excel also takes more time and is more prone to errors. It makes it difficult to report across the metrics you need without heavy Excel manipulation, and it also opens the doors to having multiple instances of the same report float around the office. Here's what we mean by a blown-up chart of accounts. Traditionally, a chart of accounts might look like this. You have to segment the account by the aspect that you want to keep track of. For example, here, the account is segmented by location, department, and project, but you may have to segment across even more than just this. This alone adds up to 100 different account code combinations that you need to enter and track against for each natural account. Imagine, or perhaps you don't need to, managing a chart like this while your business is growing and adding account codes that grow exponentially as you enter new entities, departments, or even a new segment to track, like projects, products, vendors, customers, or more. This kind of maintenance can explode very quickly and can be difficult to maintain. Even just adding a new location or a new segment type to track quickly grows into an unwieldy and difficult to manage chart of accounts. As you can see, even adding another segment causes your account code combinations to grow exponentially. This takes a toll when you're trying to run reports. And it's likely that your business is even more complex than this. You likely have more projects or more accounts that you need to track. When you blow out your chart of accounts like this, it means that you need to rake through hundreds or even thousands of account segments to build a report or conduct month-end close. You might be familiar with pouring through a spreadsheet that looks like this and requires you to endlessly scroll through your account codes and through 40-plus tabs that you need to comb through manually to find the right data to manipulate. To do this, you have to manually export and import data, sort through transactions, tag them, and create rules in unwieldy spreadsheets. This makes it near impossible to run a quick report to show at a board meeting. When a single account code covers multiple account segments like this, it also prevents you from being able to get a multi-dimensional view of your data. Your location, department, and project segments are stuck in the middle of your account code, There's no easy way to organize it without sorting and tagging transactions manually when you need to run a report. Building manual reports also increases the chances of selecting the wrong data, which can lead to reports with errors. Imagine a clerk going into one of these spreadsheets trying to find specific information. Even if they filter the data or search for a specific dimension, they could still be sorting through hundreds of accounts. If they select a transaction based on intuition or worse, at random, the resulting report will likely be incorrect. Even if you choose not to blow up your chart of accounts, you could still be stuck with unwieldy spreadsheets where you need to join tables, create custom calculated fields, or use pivot tables to get insight into your data. And if anything goes wrong in building your spreadsheet, it can take hours or days to fix or run the report. However, once you've started to rely on Excel for your reporting needs, you're not only introducing yourself to the possibility of manual errors or long processing times, there are more potential issues you could face. Imagine a game of telephone. One person whispers a phrase into another's ear, and it gets passed down the line until, by the end, the final person repeats what they think they heard. It is rarely close to what it started as, and usually to hilarious results. Each version of the phrase gets slowly distorted as it passes by each person. Running your reports in Excel can go through a similar process, except the end results are anything but funny. Because there are no centralized reports that everyone can turn to, and no way for the system to alert other users, multiple people spend time creating the individual instances of the reports they need. Not only does this mean that multiple people across your organization are spending duplicated time tweaking the same reports, but it can also lead to confusion over which spreadsheet is the most updated. And much like the aforementioned game of telephone, the more hands that exchange and tweak the information, the higher the likelihood that the formulas will break or information will become distorted. This can get especially troublesome when presenting reports at board meetings. It's possible that different people present different numbers in their reports to the board, leading to confusion or even embarrassment at the incongruence. So, let's take a look at all of this in practice. Say that the restaurant founder wants to know why they saw a spike in revenue in a particular month. Using your current financial management system, the process might look something like this. Executive requests an ad hoc report on why they saw a spike in revenue in a particular month. Export financial data into Excel. Use a filter to see revenue only from the past month. Tag individual transactions to look for patterns. Example, lunch versus dinner, specific menu items, specials. This process in particular is draining and time-consuming, as it is tedious and repetitive, especially if you have a high volume of transactions to process. As the financial analyst, you may not know which tags are appropriate with which transactions, especially since some of these transactions were made weeks or months ago, which can lead to potential tagging errors. Use pivot tables to look at and manipulate aggregated data. Here, depending on the complexity of the report you're trying to create, you may need to create calculated fields. This process is also incredibly time-consuming and draining, especially if anything in your spreadsheet breaks or results in errors. Loop in other teams, like data science or marketing, to get visibility into any running campaigns and to see the trends in data. Once you've looped in other teams, it's likely that you'll need to get back into your spreadsheet and integrate other data. Not only does this mean you're likely repeating steps you've already completed, but the integration of new data into your spreadsheet may result in broken Excel formulas or links that you need to fix. Attribute spike in revenue with advertised happy hour specials. Email report to the executive. Receive back spreadsheet with comments of data errors or data discrepancies that you didn't initially catch. Go back, fix the mistakes, and email the second report. This whole process may have taken you 5 days, 2 separate meetings with cross-functional teams, 10 total hours. Producing a report in Excel leads to a lot of wasted time in spreadsheets. This can have a trickle-down effect of resulting in delays of report delivery and decision-making for the executive team. When executives are relying on reports to make informed decisions, and they need to wait until the next board meeting to get the information they need, a single decision can end up getting delayed by 3 weeks or more, especially if executives want to get follow-up information. If you're producing reports manually in Excel, it also increases the chances of human error. People can select the wrong information, run the wrong formulas, or cause Excel formulas and links to break. Not only that, but it also leads to frustration from all sides. Executives are frustrated at the time it takes to produce a report, as well as feeling frustrated at data discrepancies and delays. Meanwhile, analysts or accounting staff are frustrated at needing to stop their other work to do low-value tasks like tag transactions to run these ad hoc reports. There's a better way. What you need is a solution that can quickly give you the insights you need to make impactful, strategic decisions for your organization. What if I told you that there was a way for that same exec to log on to their financial management system, go to a report, and grab that exact same information without needing to ask anyone on the finance team for help? Let's dive into how cloud solutions like Sage Intacct can take you beyond Excel to transform business decisions. A modern cloud system allows members of your organization to grab reports on their own, no matter where they are. You can access your information from your phone, your desktop at home, or without having to log in to a remote desktop or go into the office. If your CEO wants to see budget to actuals on their way to an important meeting, they can immediately go pull the report on their own. No extra hours manipulating data in Excel is necessary. And if you need to pull up a new report in a board meeting, the report is available in minutes. No more having to reconvene and delay business decisions on reports. Because all your data is being pulled from the same place, you can trust that everyone is working from the same information. You'll never have to worry about multiple instances of the same report floating around in different inboxes. You can trust that the data you're seeing is in real time. In a fast-moving world, and as a dynamic business, as soon as you export your data into Excel, it's already out of date. With a solution that supports real-time visibility, though, as transactions or processing occurs, the data is updated. Further, cloud solutions enhance the visibility of your data by allowing you to slice and dice. You get full visibility across financial, operational, and managerial data, all on a single system that has built-in flexibility to cover a breadth of reporting needs. This all means you're getting powerful reporting capabilities straight within your financial management system. So, how do you accomplish all of this? Well, at the heart of powerful reporting is dimensional data. Let me illustrate what I mean. 20 years ago, if you needed to do research, you would go to the library and search through drawers full of library index cards. Topics were categorized into several broad areas based on the Dewey Decimal System. And once you found a book based on my topic, I would have to walk down the aisle based on the numbering system, hopefully to find the book you're looking for. And if you didn't find it or it wasn't as useful as a book as you thought, you'd have to walk back to the drawers and search the cards again. The limitations of the Dewey Decimal System are that it's a database built on a single index. All you can look up is books based on the limited subjects the Dewey Decimal System covers. You can't look up books by author, title, or reviews. If your chart of accounts is built along a single dimension, you're also limiting your reporting to a single dimension. But if you're able to build dimensions into your data, you can get much more powerful reports. Let's illustrate by looking at Twitter. Hashtags to Twitter are like dimensions to finance. When it comes to hashtags, think about a popular phrase or word. Then imagine all the thousands of tweets mentioning it. Let's imagine we want to see the hashtags from a software company's customer conference. Imagine how massive and unwieldy it would be to comb through every feed that mentioned that phrase and the time and effort it would take to analyze it. But with a dashboard, someone can easily visualize the volume of hashtags tweeted relevant to other terms, hashtags tweeted over time, hashtags tweeted in your network, mentions, and retweets. You can apply this analogy to the data in your financial system. You have volumes of information that you want to slice and dice and that you want to be easy to find. You can look up this information by searching for dimensions based on the terminology you're familiar with. Hashtags on Twitter are also exceptionally powerful because content creators tag their tweets as soon as they make them. As the expert on who they want their audience to be, creators know which tags best reflect their content. A separate Twitter employee isn't going to go in and try to tag individual tweets post-creation to try and aggregate all this data into their trending topics dashboard. In the same way, dimensions in your financial system are tagged by the transaction creator at the source transaction, so nobody else needs to go in weeks or months after a transaction was processed to try and guess how it should be organized. Let's see what this looks like in practice. If you want to organize your data, you want to use dimensional tags that make sense for your business. Frequently used dimensional tags include location, department, project, customer, vendor, item, employee, class, or you can create as many user-defined dimensions as you want. You can cater your codes to your org needs so that you have the insight into the dimensions unique to your business. For example, a restaurant franchise may use tags like customers, vendors, employees, franchises, meal type, and lunch or dinner. Dimensions allow you to slice and dice data across any dimension or dimensions for easy reporting. Do it on the fly, so if an exec wants a report, all they need is to run the data on their own. Within 20 or 30 minutes, they'll have the information they need, which leads to a huge impact on their business by being able to make quick decisions at their board meetings. Get timely insights into KPIs that matter so you can proactively respond. You can also compare across dimensions, stacking them against each other so you can get instant insight into key relationships that drive your business. Allow you to keep a lean chart of accounts and use dimensions to gain insight rather than new account codes. Get further visibility into transactions as well as with granular drill-down capabilities, so you know exactly where your numbers came from. This makes it easy to quickly address issues with data or to have easy audit traceability. Dimensions help you find information quickly and easily, so you're never working from outdated information. Dimensions are captured at the source anytime a transaction is created in your financial system, like this one, so you don't have to go in and tag transactions when you're trying to run a report. It's a bill that has dimensions by location, department, all the way down to item and employee. Instead of needing unique accounts for each combination of codes you want to track and report against, you only need a base account. Then you can use dimensional tags to track the aspects that matter for your business. Here, see the account number, buildings tracked against the dimensional tags of department, location, and project, all separated. All of this allows you to simplify your chart of accounts. Best-in-class solutions like Sage Intacct also take your reporting beyond financial data, so you will always have real-time insight into the broader scope of metrics that aid in strategic decision-making. Non-financial accounts help you track any non-financial data across any part of your business, like square footage or headcount. Like dimensional tags, you can track changes over time, or add to your dashboard view so you can get live updates as your numbers change. There's no more tracking information in a separate spreadsheet. You can get a full view into the key financial and non-financial information in a single location. It also makes it easy to create metrics you would normally have to track in calculated fields in Excel, like sales by square footage or ratio of volunteers to corporate employees, all without spreadsheet manipulation. Full insight allows you to have all the key metrics you need to make informed decisions to meet business goals. Dimensional tags also offer powerful ways to organize and build your reports. A popular pre-built dimension on Sage Intacct is entities, giving you key insights into the financial health of each of your major entities, like they're shown here. You can use filters to get different angles of analysis for the same data and as a way to gain focused insight. You can filter your report so you only see the balance sheet for your New York office, all in a couple of clicks. You can create as many different types of financial reports as you'd like, and use existing reports to copy or duplicate if you want to make small tweaks to the dimensions you want to report against. Sage Intacct is delivered with a choice of out-of-the-box financial reports that you can use as templates. You can star your favorites so you have quick access to the reports you need to access the most often. and schedule reports to automatically email out to a designated delivery list. So, if you want a specific dimensionalized report to hit your CFO's email every Monday morning, you can schedule it to happen in the background. You can also choose to build custom reports that are unique reporting needs, like stacking your financial and non-financial data against each other, so you can view your customer list and filter by territory or by industry. With dimensional tags and reporting, you have easy access to the information you need the most. You can also use operational reports to gain a deeper understanding of your business. Whereas you can drill down to the transactional level in financial reports, operational reports begin at the transactional level. Here you can see an example of dimensional tags that have broken down this accounts payable bill by location. You can change these groupings to look at invoices by department, location, or customer. But operational reports can do so much more, like giving you insight into what payments are coming up in the next 30, 60, or 90 days, so you can act accordingly to get your invoices paid on time. We've had many customers use these reports to slash days off their sales outstanding and increase cash flow. Now let's take a look at how one Sage Intacct customer leverages reports. Room to Read is an international non-profit organization that has improved literacy and girls' education across 20,000 communities around the world. By leveraging Sage Intacct's dimension capabilities, Room to Read dramatically streamlined a chart of accounts from 56,000 to just 100 accounts, and can now tag transactions with details such as specific programs and locations. This enables the organization to easily filter, group, and organize financial and operational data for more efficient, detailed reporting. As they note, we are obsessed with measuring program outputs, such as the number of library books produced and checked out, the number of teachers and librarians we've trained, and the number of participants in our programs. However, our financial information simply wasn't granular enough to add meaningful insights, like cost per activity or investment per child. We were excited by the prospect of obtaining financial data that was tied to operational information and could tell a more informative story about our progress over time. This transition to Sage Intacct eliminated massive Excel spreadsheets and hours of manual duplicate data entry, both at the organization's headquarters and in field offices around the world. All told, Room to Read's field operations experienced a 25% productivity improvement with Sage Intacct, or the equivalent of about $300,000 in annual savings on labor, enough money to transform the lives of an additional 100,000 children per year. Now, let's take a look at how Sage Intacct dashboards condense reporting to make it even easier to digest important metrics. We'll actually be running a webinar completely dedicated to the power of role-based dashboards, so if this section was particularly interesting or exciting to you, keep an eye out for more to come. Role-based dashboards display all your financial and non-financial information for quick and easy visibility into your most important KPIs as they change. They offer an unlimited number of applications for use. As you can see here, this company has chosen to set up dashboards for cash analysis, consolidations, and more. You can customize dashboards for processes or specific people, so the CFO, controller, staff accountant, or project manager can immediately go to see their data that matters to them. Any role can build out their own dashboards with metrics that matter to them, and or get permission to view any other dashboard, so they all have the information they need. For example, can create dashboards called end-of-month reporting and give access to all team members who are involved in close, but anyone who doesn't need to see the information won't have access. Dashboard setup is easy and doesn't require external consultants, and you can create as many as you want or need. Real-time, up-to-date information, so as transactions and processing occurs, the data is updated and ready for you to make strategic business decisions. Admin has instant visibility into all the key metrics that matter to them. Visual indicators give a quick comparison from a previous point in time, so you can quickly see the trends before drilling down into the numbers. Each of the performance cards is clickable, so if they want to drill down into revenue, they can click the card to bring up a pop-up window where they can drill all the way down to the source transaction to see where any numbers came from. As you can see, this gives you powerful drill-down visibility into where your business stands now and where your numbers came from, without having to dig through old imported files or dig through disparate systems to find specific information. If there are any important non-financial metrics you want to track, you can also add those to your dashboard. For example, a retail business may want to track revenue by square footage, or a non-profit may want to track volunteer hours by region. Get insights for every member of your finance team with the metrics that matter to each of them. Since each are fully customizable, everyone has insights into the data that they need to effectively run their role. Beyond just clicking into the performance cards, you can also slice and dice the data on your dashboard by filtering the information you see by dimensions. Here, you can see that the information is currently being grouped and shown by the Texas entity. However, if you look at the other dimensions on either side, you can see that we also have the ability to organize our dashboard information by customer. You can see this specifically with the Texas entity or at a consolidated level, and you have the option to organize by date. You can enter these constraints in to change what you see in the dashboard. The dimensions you choose are fully customizable, so you can choose which ones matter most to your business. Dashboards also don't have to be limited to financial team members. You can create a dashboard for your own inventory clerk or even an auditor. Here, we see a dashboard for a marketing department manager. They're able to see the marketing and advertising spend to quickly track actuals versus budgets to see if they're on target to hit projected outcomes. As you can see, dashboards are a powerful tool that make it easy to track the metrics that are important to you, so you always have the insights you need to make informed, strategic decisions at the drop of a hat. Courthouse Athletic Club were able to create any report or dashboard they need and quickly uncover the data that executives wanted to see when they wanted to see it. Since the system automatically sends reports to managers every month, they're proactively tackling expense overspending and making more informed decisions. As a result, the business streamlined its finance team while increasing productivity 60%, gained the trusted financial insight to drive the sales model changes, as well as capital expenditure choices, and helped to improve overall gross margins by 39%. This critical insight empowered the business to address market conditions that led to a decline in membership a few years ago. By providing transparency into sales per employee, Sage Intacct helped leadership adjust the sales commission model, reorganize personnel, and better incentivize top performers. They also used the system to compare programming for each club and find ways to promote and optimize Courthouse's most profitable programs, such as training and swimming. As a result of these thoughtful changes, one location doubled net revenue, training net revenue jumped 75%, and swim progress grew 80%. So we've seen how leveraging real-time, multi-dimensional reports and dashboards not only saves precious time and manual effort, but also to transform the way your business looks. The right partner for a financial management system can cut the amount of reporting you're conducting in Excel. The norm doesn't have to be tiresome, error-prone spreadsheets with thousands and thousands of accounts and dozens of tabs. Excel is a great tool for running ad hoc reports or prototyping reports, but you should aim to run less than 10% of your reporting in Excel. Let your financial system handle the rest. So we've seen how dimensionalized reporting leads to a leaner chart of accounts. We've seen how a bloated chart of accounts can lead to slow reporting and lead to delays in the board making strategic decisions as reports get delayed by weeks and weeks. Dimensionalized reporting also allows you to slice and dice your data without needing to export information into disparate spreadsheets. Now, you can produce even ad hoc reports in minutes. So, if someone at a board meeting wants to see specific numbers, you can pull it up that meeting instead of needing to reconvene. We've seen how this lack of manual work led to a 25% increase in the finance team productivity for room to read. The reporting tools in Sage Intacct present continuous updates on the status of your business. They condense financial and non-financial data in user-friendly reports and dashboards, so you don't need to export information from your various systems. Instead, you can connect it all in one place. Since all the reports and dashboards in cloud solutions are self-service, anyone can grab the reports they need at any time. And they can trust that the data they're receiving is real-time and shared. Since the financial management software acts as a central resource, you can trust that everything you're looking at is accurate and synced across the organization. Everyone has access to the same information to drive key business decisions. Even more so, these insights are actionable. You can look into your reports and dashboards and make informed decisions that help change the course of your company. We've seen this with Clubhouse Athletic Group as they use their dashboards and reporting to improve their overall gross margins by 39%. With dynamic, self-service reporting and dashboards, finance, managerial, and executive leaders alike have all the information they need at their fingertips to make quick decisions about the company. They become strategists who base business decisions on informed, data-driven reasoning with no room left for intuition, guesswork, or happenstance. The days of finance being only seen as a trustworthy, reliable data keeper are over. Instead of just acting as a data keeper, you can move out of the routine, mundane tasks and be the leader driving strategic change in your organization. As Salim Qaida from Yardstick says, historically, we were like a vault, a trustworthy, reliable keeper of the record, but our role has evolved to being stewards of accurate data that informs the right business decisions. We're putting more timely information into the hands of managers and supporting activities that actually generate revenue. You are delivering timely information to your team to help them perform at their highest potential to achieve their business goals. Finance professionals can look towards the future and be more strategic by predicting the future direction of the organization, uncovering hidden opportunities, and closing information gaps. We've seen this in how Courthouse Athletic was able to leverage these powerful reporting tools to double an entity's revenue. Finally, we've seen how many finance professionals take a transformational role in many businesses. Standing still is not an option. As we've seen with Tyler in Courthouse, he was able to enhance the finance function of the Courthouse Athletic Club, elevating it way above its traditional reporting role and positioning it as the guide of the business. With the new reporting capabilities, he was able to push forward key initiatives that generated huge value for the business. Therefore, he was able to take a central and transformational role in the strategic direction of Courthouse Athletic Club. With the right tools, that could also be you.